Yeah, Veronica Mars, I'm watching you. Private eye.
Hello and welcome to your podcast, Veronica Mars. I am Joe.
And I'm Travis.
And today we are here to talk about Veronica Mars Season 4, Episode 4, Heads Ya Lose.
We're halfway through, Joe.
I know. It's wild. Like when I was taking notes for this episode, Austin walked out and he's like, "Oh, are you doing the movie?" I'm like, "No, this is season 4." He's like, "Oh, you're almost done." I'm like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah.
It just, every time we get to another episode in this season, it's like, oh, one step closer. Because for a bit there, my mind kept playing tricks on me, and I kept thinking that was it with season 3. But I'm like, oh wait, no, we got some more.
So as our new tradition goes, I kind of wish we would have done this since day one, but I got a review for you guys from IMDb.
Yes.
This one's actually a good review.
Oh.
It's a 7 out of 10, which I'm not really sure why they rated that because the review's not that great. But this is from Bob Cobb 301.
Bob Cobb?
Bob Cobb says, bringing Ken Marino's character back into the fold certainly gave the show even more good comedy. But I question where they're going with all of this. Does the show have a master plan? Or will the reveal of the bomber be meaningless in the end?
Well, we'll have to wait and find out, Bob.
That's one secret I'll never tell. Because I don't actually really know.
Oh my god. You know who did it.
What?
You know.
But I don't know if did it turn out to be meaningless?
Oh, well.
I don't remember. I don't remember his motivation, to be honest.
We'll find out. Let's get into an episode description, though, before...
Tell me what the internet has to say about this lovely episode.
Thank you for finally getting on my level with that instead of trying to say iTunes. I appreciate that. It's only taking me 4 episodes.
Okay, you know what? We had it for 66 solid episodes straight of you saying iTunes, okay?
I guess that's fair. Alrighty, so the internet tells us... Convinced the bomber is still at large, Veronica visits Chino to learn more about Clyde and Big Dick. Mayor Dobbins' request for help from the FBI brings an old flame to Neptune. Veronica confronts her mugger. So I think those are the 3 good stories to kind of go with on this episode.
Yeah.
Let's start with Veronica going to Chino.
It really helped that I just watched season 3.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I watched this episode, I kind of forgot who they were.
Well,
so it had very little impact. It had very little impact for me.
And it's funny because, it looks like the two, between the two of them, you got, the kind of opposites you go with when, someone enters prison. Either they, lose a lot of weight or they gain weight, and then between the two of them you had that, and I thought it was kind of a funny juxtaposition between the two.
I also find it really interesting that they decided to use I guess there's really, I feel like they could have found season 2 characters or season 1 characters, because it's not like season 3 was their most beloved villains. To be fair, Aaron's dead, so
yeah, I was just gonna say the villains of the other 2 seasons are kind of dead, so this is what you get.
But I feel like it's just wasn't very interesting.
Who else is in prison though? That they've encountered that's also alive.
Did what's his name die of cancer? Did he end up dying?
Abel Kuntz?
Yeah.
Yes, he ended up dying. Abel is dead. Abel hath ceased to live. That's kind of it though. I too wish we could have had. So I like Tim. Tim made more sense. Mercer
made more sense.
Was kind of
Mercer I didn't care for. It felt more just like
The only thing that was good with that was like him trying to goad her about Logan, and she's like, he's a naval intelligence officer. Are you still a rapist? Like, that was perfect.
I love when she's like, oh, when's your parole? Oh, I didn't say. Oh, that's fine. That's easy to look up. I got some things I want to say. And he's like, come back. I got things to tell you, Veronica.
Tim's was really good, though. I liked that, like, he was calling her out on, oh, you're still doing exactly what you were doing in college? Yeah. Oh, wait, but I'm sure you have a full, like...
find the same wig.
Shut up. No, you're an idiot.
I'm glad they were, like, in the same wig from season 3. Like, they gave it to him at the end of the season to keep. And he's like, I still got it, guys. You want me just to put it on? I can put it on. It's the same style and cut. I can just put it on.
You're an idiot.
It's true.
It did look exactly the same.
Sir,
it did.
You can't ever comment about anyone bringing up a wig, ever. After the tantrum you threw from our very first episode. So you have no ground to stand on, okay?
Fine. That's fair. But when was the last time I even brought up that wig? Okay.
I'm just saying, but the amount of times you brought it up, the tantrum you had lasted. In
my defense, that is the main character. It's not some side character like murderer. It's Veronica Mars, the titular character.
It was a pilot.
I don't care. That designer costume whatever person had it out for Kristen Bell and
they didn't come back for episode 2. So
That's right. You don't fuck with Kristen. But what I wanted to say is I love that Tim was very much like, oh, but I'm sure you have like a full business and everything, right? Like multiple offices, people working for... Oh, no, you don't. I really like that they used Tim for that because outside of like, I mean, I guess you could have gotten someone else from like high school or whatever, but I think Tim really hits a nerve for her.
What works well with Tim is like a genius.
Yes.
And that's what like stings. Cause like he got so cocky. He did this to himself. He was done. Him and Veronica were like friendly and we're going to work together. And he just he got too into the attention. Cause he's just like, oh, we're going to talk about me and how great I am. And he fucked himself over.
He did. He could have gotten away with it.
That's still a great scene. That's probably one of the best scenes of season 3 as Veronica confronting him in front of the classroom.
And like how she just gets like gradually more and more pissed off as she's realizing everything. Oh, so good. So good. You know what I would have liked? If we ever were to get like a season 5 is if Tim were to like break out of prison and have this whole like Riddler Batman thing with
Jesus Christ.
with Veronica.
He would be the one that brings her to the mansion.
Yes. Like it's all like orchestrated by him. I don't know. I was like, this would be perfect. This would be everything I want. But so I think that's like really it for Chino. I mean, I guess we'd learn a bit more about
well, I like how it's
Clyde
very
and
obvious.
Dick's.
Yeah, that Clyde is taking advantage of Dick, and Dick doesn't realize it. But like
everyone knows. Everyone else knows. Yes.
And I do like that Veronica like keeps poking fun at Keith. He's like, "Well, your best friend," and Keith's like, "He's not my best friend yet, Veronica.
We're getting there." It's so cute.
No, but would you stop sticking your nose in all my relationships? Just give me one.
So then I guess we can kind of Veronica confronts her mugger. This is another prime example of Veronica hasn't learned in all these years that maybe I myself, a petite 105-pound human being, should not waltz into this compound full of people that could very easily kill me on their own, but as a group of 10 to 15 of them, I have my one gun. And that's going to do it.
I will say, though, I thought it was just, like, really weird when, like, all of a sudden she's just, like, helpless. They flip it too quickly where, like, she's a badass, but then they need her to be, like, a damsel in distress. But it's, like, you gotta, like, give us a little bit of, like, a middle ground there.
I think it would have worked a little bit better if, like, more people had, like, come up.
Just, like, one guy grabbed her.
Well, I guess then the bikes show up and all that, but yeah, I get what you mean with that. It also felt very like, Veronica, what the fuck are you doing? You just like scolded Maddie about this like an episode or two ago.
But as we've learned through how many episodes now in a movie, Veronica is definitely one of those say as I do, do as I say, not as I do?
Yeah. Ugh.
Where did she learn that from? Keith. So of course she's going to pass it on to the youth of America.
Oh God, you're such a fucking idiot.
And then we get Weevil, being like, I still don't understand. Like, are the PCHers a teen gang or are they part of a bigger gang? Because it seemed like kind of Weevil was kind of in charge, I guess. I don't know.
No,
does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it definitely does, because like throughout the first 3 seasons, we're led to believe it's full of teenagers. Like, but I guess I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It's still so confusing.
Is it like an off branch of like whatever the bigger gang is? It's like the Teen Titans of the big gang?
Oh my God. Teen Titans West? Like...
Teen Titans Southside? Like...
Teen Titans Brazil? Like, what?
I mean, what's his name would make a great... Even though I'm not a big Blue Beetle fan, he'd make a great Blue Beetle. He'd make a great, Jaime Reyes.
Oh... Ooh, I would love that. I would love that.
Right?
Honestly, we need a Blue Beetle Booster Gold.
Give him an Injustice. Give him that Injustice costume, and he's set to go.
That I am such a Blue Beetle stan from Injustice too.
I know,
it's
you really
not even
are.
funny. Like, I don't know. Like, look at like a fucking video game making me so stupid.
I mean, I liked him on Young Justice.
I still have yet to watch that, but
just watch season 1.
That's what I've heard.
Apparently season 3 is good. Season 3 has fags in it, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's when they're like, no, we're doubling down on this. Like, they're gay.
Gay and interracial and interspecies too. So, you know, everything.
Yeah, but they already had that with Dick and Starfire for how long? Like, come on.
True.
So, with...
continuing with, sorry, I have one more thing about that. I like that Weevil's sister is like, that's Veronica. They have like a weird history that no one really, we don't talk about it.
It's just this thing that like happens every now and then. We just let it go. Like,
yeah, she's just this annoying little blonde chick that has like, she got her grandma out of prison. Okay, whatever, we get it. But
that was how long ago? Like, drop it. So what I love, my favorite part about that scene is the very end when, like, Veronica is, of course, scolding Weevil for living.
I love that. I love...
He's like...
These two at, like, odds with each other.
Mm-hmm. He's like, you know, it must be nice to have choices, Veronica. Like, because that's what it boils down to. And she just doesn't get it. Like, Veronica chose this life of, like, in the mud or whatever. Like, addiction aside, like, sure, that's there. But at the end of the day, she chose this particular life. Whereas Weevil and, like, the other guys there, they didn't get to choose that. This is what, like, Weevil tried to go on the straight and narrow, and it really backfired.
Interesting is he got out. He did get out, and then, like many people in that situation, it pulls you back in. You can't unless you leave town and really get out, but he couldn't leave town because his whole family's there. He could never leave his family.
And it's funny that Veronica could get it for, like, her wanting to be a PI, but she can't get it for, like, survival. Like,
the one thing I do
wild.
really appreciate about Veronica as a character, and I want to give credit to the writers, but I feel like they also kind of just, like, happen to land into this. She definitely has this privilege to her that she's unaware of, and it works really well.
Yes.
But I want to say the writers did a really good job doing it, but I'm also like, I just think the writers also have this privilege, so they
didn't see it,
and don't realize the fact that it actually works really, really well, and they should be.
I think about that all the time. I'm always like a back and forth on it. Like, is this intentional, or like it very much could just be Rob Thomas?
And that's the thing. Like, not to like say all these writers on Veronica Mars have white privilege, but at the end of the day, we all have this privilege that we'll never know what these like people like Weevil in real life experience. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting. I want to say the writers intended this, but I don't think they did.
It would be great to know that they went in with like a conscious like story of Veronica not being aware of this, despite it being so similar that she could relate to these characters, but it's so pressed against her nose that she can't really see it. That whole thing. So
I will give season 4 that. I think season 4's relationships are really well done, like with her and Weevil and with her and Wallace, because the people who complained about those kind of relationships, it's like, well, did you have any real relationships? Like, that's how the world works. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I appreciate, like, because it's kind of like, it's even like similar to like Gilmore Girls, and everyone wants us to do a Gilmore Girls show, and every time Joe mentions it, I say no. But
of course,
what I did appreciate about A Year in the Life of Gilmore Girls, is that what it was called? A Year in the
Life, yeah.
That Rory and Lane had drifted apart because, of course, they're going to drift apart because Lane has like fucking 5 kids and Rory is like a piece of shit.
Also, like, Amy Sherman Palladino just like fucked over Lane any chance she could.
This is all. I mean, Lane was at the wedding at the end there, so
wow. Finally, it's all worth it. Storylines thrown away to be a mom.
I like that storyline.
But she couldn't do both? She couldn't do both? Really? 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 We couldn't find that to work in the magical world of fucking Stars Hollow? No, we had to make it to where Lane settles. Oh, I'm sorry. That's like the one thing that will always piss me off about Gilmore Girls.
I tried so hard to be a team player and bring up Gilmore Girls when I can, and I regret it. So, Jamie, if you're listening, we're not doing Gilmore Girls, okay? I know, okay? So I tried, and this is what I get for it. So
come on, it's Gilmore Girls where I just yell about Lane Kim for 140 or 200. How many episodes did they have? So many.
They only had 7 seasons, didn't they?
So it would have been like what, 160?
160 or something like that.
Yeah.
Because Buffy was like 144.
144, but they only had 12. Yeah. That is, thank you. But you have to subtract 12 because the first season only had 12 episodes. I'm glad you do that too.
You gotta add 9.
Or you take off 12.
10.
And then you get 6 seasons. Actually, them having season 1 is 12 episodes makes it really easy to determine what
I know.
Okay. I don't know where to talk about this, like where it would come up, but the fucking Jigsaw ass head bomb that's being put on that dude.
Oh, my note here is the season is very graphic for no actual reason.
What was with the head pop? I was expecting a little doll to come out on a tricycle from like off screen.
Suicide Squad, actually.
Do you want to play a game?
I think Amanda Waller just...
Oh, could you imagine? Oh my God, Neptune wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller. Shit. I guess I kind of want to talk a little bit about the I want to call them the hammerheads, the murder heads.
The murder heads. So, okay. So the Patton Oswalt's character brings out a 6-foot sub. I have to say, I'm not gonna lie, I've always wanted to order like a 6-foot sub or like a party sub or something, but they're pricey. It's much cheaper just to buy like hand sandwiches.
But the whole thing is you just get a giant sandwich. What do you mean there's never an occasion? Like birthdays, weddings,
I know.
Christmas parties.
I will say, I'm a sucker. Like, one of my old jobs, they'd always get, because getting pizza for work is like the easy thing, but I don't care for it. It's when they get the Subway, like, platter subs, like trays. That was always like the best day.
Oh my God. Oh, I get to now be one of those people that
Decides?
That what?
That decides what
No. That when pizza is ordered, I'm like, oh, I can't have that. No, I'm allergic. I can't have that.
Oh my God, I felt so
I hate
bad.
being that person. I hate it.
There was one person that I worked with there's 2 vegetarians, and people would always eat all the vegetarian pizza first. And it's like, that's just rude. That's their only option.
Right?
There's like 10 other meat pizzas.
Right? Oh my God. And what's annoying, okay, so like the only reason like even kind of bugs me is my last boss used to like always get a vegetarian option. Like, because we had a couple like full vegans at my work, and like so he'd always make sure they had something. If we're gonna like celebrate, he wants to make sure everybody. Yeah. Well, this one I have now, like I can't count the number of times he's asked me if I want like pizza or ice cream or like literally anything with like milk in it, and I'm like, dude, I will like die. Like, no.
I was gonna say, like, yeah, we can get a pizza. I'm just gonna be in the back for the entire shift, but it's up to you, bud.
I'm gonna go try to carve out my stomach with a knife afterwards because it's gonna feel better than what I'm about to go through. Like, yes. I don't. I also figured I have to like specify with people that it's not that I like shit myself. Because I didn't realize like when I like say allergic, people still think like, oh, lactose intolerance, you just like shit yourself from milk. Like, no, I have to like specify that now. And it's so awkward. I'll be like, no, I'm not shitting myself.
I'm not gonna have an oopsie poopsie, but
I'm gonna think I have an ulcer. Like, I don't know what you want from me.
Okay, so murder heads. I also agree with, I don't remember what his name is, but disk drives are very important.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Christina, my roommate and best friend, and I were talking about this last night about how computers don't have disk drives anymore. But like, we're talking about DVDs at first, about how like a lot of people that she works with are younger and don't have anything that plays DVDs because computers,
dude.
So unless you're a gamer, you really don't have a DVD player.
Yeah, this MacBook is a 2015 and there's no disk drive on it. I was not expecting that when I got it, and I was like, ooh, that's right.
Like, I will never really need the disk drive, but I like the option personally.
Yes, sometimes I want to throw in a DVD.
Well, that's how I'm watching.
And screen cap and or rip.
Yeah, like I watched the Veronica Mars movie on DVD because I didn't have any other option because it's not on anything here.
Did I bring up that my Blu-ray wouldn't work and then I had to rent it for the first part? I rented it twice. I rented it for the first time we watched it, or for the first part of our movie, and then I rented it again for the second part of the movie, and I'm like, I think this would have been... And it's still, I think it was actually like $3 cheaper than buying it digital, and I'm like, I own the Blu-ray.
But this is because you couldn't donate very much during the Kickstarter because we were poor. This is our way to finally give back.
There we go. You know, goddamn. I was like, this is so stupid. I own the Blu-ray. And it just wouldn't play it. Wait, where? Oh, Murder Hits. I loved when he was like, "Oh, are you gonna try to put it in your disk drive to see if it'll come out on my end?" Like, that was just.
But I'm like, he's like, "I don't have a disk drive," and he's like, "I have many.
I have many." And then, okay, so the pen stuff was really kind of very obvious in this episode.
Yes.
Like, not even like in a hindsight sort of way.
Yes.
Like when Maddie's telling Penn and all the other murder heads about like the information she knows and that like they think it might be someone else, Penn like gets like the camera work is like it slows down.
Yeah.
There's shadows that like start to go around his face. Like, it's very heavy-handed in that part. And then he starts trying to go work for the Marses. Like, it's very out of character and sudden for this guy. So it's very kind of like, wonder what's happening here.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't help that he's like a pretty big, well-known actor, so it feels very like, you know, when like CSI would ever have like a big guest star, and you're like, oh, that's the murderer.
Like, it's gonna be like him or Clyde or possibly Big Dick. Like, those are like really your only three suspects for this casting
like,
alone.
I think a really good twist would have been it's Maddie.
I fucking hated my dad. Yeah. Oh my God. I told him to stop putting fucking cinnamon in the coffee. And he wouldn't.
Who stocks gum in a vending machine? That dipshit.
Made sure he went bye-bye too. I got rid of all of them. That would have been the best twist.
But Veronica Mars would never go there because the villain always has to be a white male.
Oh, yes. Fair. Wait?
No, but at the end of the day, isn't Veronica the biggest villain of them all?
I was just gonna say. Maybe the villain was the Veronica we made along the way.
It was the Veronica all along.
Maybe the real villain was the was the trauma that Veronica made along the way. That made no sense, but it made sense in my head, and it's really funny.
The villain was a strong female lead all this time.
You're an idiot. Okay. I'm gonna go back to that. I'm gonna. Okay. So back to the PCH thing. Speaking of trauma. So when Tyler Alvarez, our little Juan Diego, our baby boy,
our little I don't even know what to call him. That's not racially charged.
What?
I was gonna say the spicy twink, but I feel like that might be offensive. Or
I see where you're going with that.
Twink.
Oh my God.
But that's what he is. That's what he is, though.
But you guys. But when he's threatening Veronica and he's like, I'm going to get my money back and maybe a little something extra too. And Veronica's like, the money is one thing, but once you add in the sexual component, it really makes me want to shoot you. That was perfect. That was a little... That's a good way to use Veronica's trauma. But
I also kind of wish we had this. I would have loved for Veronica to just be like going around shooting up kids. Like the optics of like this white woman coming down to like the bad part of town and shooting up all these little like Mexican kids.
So you're talking about Celeste from the movie, basically.
Or like anyone in America, I guess, if you really want to be specific.
Oh, God. Oh, ain't that the truth? We haven't even really opened up back yet, and it's already happening on like a daily basis.
I don't even it's like you guys are just waiting. It's like, hey, things are open. Vaccines are coming out. Okay, Let's get back to normal.
Let's get back to all these shootings. Like, goddamn, my gun's been in quarantine. It's got to get out and taste air.
I got an itchy finger.
Oh, it's scary. Oh God, I don't even want to. Oh, let's see. I don't want to get into the good. Vinny Van Lowe. We'll ease our toes into the good stuff.
But I also don't really care for the storyline he's in. So
I like it. I think it makes sense. Like, of course, Vinny's going to be in here to find the fucking ring of all things.
No, it's not that I don't like. I like that part's funny and it makes sense. And I love when she's like, he doesn't even care about the ring, and Vinny's like, he doesn't even care about the ring.
Like that is all for Vinny.
But
that
it's
is
also kind of like there's already so much going on. I'm like, I don't need more of this family and their bullshit.
I don't get the whole like having him find the cartel guys. That felt a little like,
and also like. I understand this ring was in the family for so long, but you know what? Your dipshit son gave it out to a girl, and she's dead. So, like, that's...
When Vinny was like, and I heard it went back to the ancient Egyptian time.
It went back to the pharaohs.
No, the pharaohs, that's what... And the son is just like... and the mom looks so pissed off.
Is just like...
Shut up. You shut your mouth. It was. You know it was.
Cleopatra herself forged it.
And with that scene, finally someone else mentions the Avengers besides us in this.
Oh, bald Avenger. It's so fun. I like that Logan says vision, and just like out of the blue, I'm still on the Avengers thing.
I was still on the bald Avengers thing. That was so good.
He's right.
Then fuck. Ooh. And ever since WandaVision, there is just something about. We talked about this, I'm sure, on here. There's something about Paul Bettany as
Paul
Vision.
Bettany as the Vision.
Is just godly.
As Vision, not as himself, but as Vision.
As Vision, yeah. Well, not even in the red makeup. Like, even when he takes off the red makeup?
No.
Even that, there's something about that. There's something there. Only in WandaVision, though, because if you give me him in, like, any other role, I'm like,
I think in WandaVision, they gave him a lot of, like, sweaters that were 2 sizes too small, and it was surprising. It was surprising.
Oh. It was a very, what's his face? Skarsgård, the tall blonde Skarsgård,
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah, Skarsgård. That one.
Yes. But I will say I understand why Billy becomes a little fag growing up.
When you have your father parading around in these flaming sweaters, what do you
basically in a skin tight bodysuit? He might as well be
inviting it. He's inviting it into the house.
That's how you breed faggotry, okay?
Speaking of, let's get to the best part of this episode. Mr. Leo D'Amato. There was not a single moment with him in frame that was bad. Not from start to finish.
I liked how
everything he touched.
I thought, like, it's so weird that he's in the FBI. It's such a weird jump. Because in the movie, they kind of talk about the FBI. It seems like but if you get past that, you need to bring Leo in. If this is how you're going to do it, then great.
Perfect.
Great. I like how awkward he was around the sheriff. And how he looks like just a bumbling idiot.
And then, like, she mentions, like, PIs, and he's like, what? Which ones? Like,
he's like,
I might know.
Let me guess. Does it start with an M and ends with a pisses you off every day? And she's like, yeah, those are the ones.
Oh my god. It's so true. It's
so Leo showing up to Veronica's house with a pizza and Logan answering was the start of something that we need to see the finish of.
You know what really should have blown up? You know what really should have blown up? Not Logan.
Leo's a-hole.
Yes. That's the explosion we should have gotten at the end of the season. Yeah. That's the wedding we should have seen.
I just love how, like, awkward Leo is, and Logan's just very, like, Because I guess they've never... But no, they have met. They've met.
They've met? Well,
they
in
met.
passing.
No, but I guess Logan was super wasted when they met in Like a Virgin.
Yeah. No, not Like a Virgin.
It was another Madonna episode. That's why
Oh my god.
It's the one with Trina in it.
It's not Betty and Veronica. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite episodes. Rusky Business! Fuck my life!
Because all I can
No
picture,
cheating, my phone was off.
all I can see is Madonna Veronica, so that's why I go for Like
a Virgin.
Yeah, because they met, because that's Logan, because Leo was at the dance, which was a lot of red flags that no one really kind of like.
Very much red flags. Red flag. Why isn't there an act? Well, we need a cop here. Oh, wait. No, it is the cop here that's doing it.
We need a cop. Oh, there is one, so.
Ooh.
And Lamb's just going to give a thumbs up, so.
You got it, buddy.
So, yeah, I guess that's when they technically met, but it's whatever. Logan won't remember.
No.
But I also feel like Leo doesn't remember Logan, but he should.
Yeah, well, also, I don't know. This was like 15...
Also, but no.
So many years ago.
You know the moment Veronica's like, I'm dumping you for Logan? Leo's been keeping an eye on Logan for years, so let's not lie here.
No, he was just happy that he was going to avoid a charge with Veronica. So he's like, oh, wow. This is an easy way out.
But yeah, it was great. And obviously, like, the best part is when Veronica comes in the pizza and she's like, well, that's not your usual. Is that your...
Oh, do you think I'm cheating on you?
And then, like, the thing, and he's
the
like...
door opens,
And then the best part is, I think Piz is back there too somewhere. Piz?
I love that. It was my favorite quote, but I'm pretty sure we have the same favorite quote, so we'll hold off on it until we get to that part.
I picked two just in case.
I'm pretty sure we're going to just use the same. Anyway.
Okay. It was great, and I think I like how just mature Logan is, because he's not like jealous. He's just like, but also at the end of the day, like, Leo's Leo, but Logan's also like, yeah, but I'm fucking like, look at this, Leo, like, you're cute, but yeah.
And I love when Leo's bringing the pizza and Logan's like, you just brought a pizza? And Leo's like, oh yeah, it's a joke between us. And he's like, oh, I love jokes. Let's hear it. And I'm just... Jason Dohring plays that entire scene just so magically. But
I love Leo's like, I bring food. And he's like, huh.
Okay. Yeah, that is funny, I guess. It's just so good.
And then I love when Leo thanks Logan for the hospitality, and I'm like, AKA, thank you for fucking me raw, Logan.
Right? Oh, he was like, when him and Veronica got like a moment together, like when they were doing that stakeout, he's like, I get it. I would have left me for him too. Hell, I'm going to probably leave myself for him right now.
Can we talk about Leo having snacks in his pocket, which makes him like 100% hotter?
Like,
when Veronica's
by
like,
far.
Do you have M&Ms? And he's like, chocolate covered raisins?
He's like, he thinks about it, and he starts like digging around.
But he's also like, Veronica, like, I can't get like name brand stuff.
Right?
I had to bulk buy this stuff.
They all look like they're like in bulk bags, so it's not like he's bringing out like candy bars.
But I love how he mentions, like, because he's divorced, he's like, the snacks may have ended up in the wash a couple times.
I'm really upset that his ex-wife did not appreciate the snacks. Honestly, she did not deserve him.
But I kind of like the idea of, like, they were just so passionately in love and they got married too quickly and it fell apart. Because that's kind of the majority of people who get married in this day and age.
Also, it makes sense. Like, if you were to just randomly run into Leo, like, yeah.
Also, the fact that Keith is so proud that Leo's in the FBI, he's just like,
oh my God.
Good boy. Leo, you're such a good boy. Good boy,
No
Leo.
one was more excited to see Leo than Keith. Yeah. And it was the greatest moment. It was like he was being reunited with his son after like 20 years and found out he's just doing his best.
Yeah. Also, Leo and Veronica just, even like, I don't really need them as a couple. I think they actually work really good as these like crime fighting partners.
Yes.
And like that's the season 5 I want to see. Mm-hmm. They have great banter.
I would love like a no romantic like type thing. Maybe they bang every now and then. But
well, no, because they're like
do that.
They're not like they have human needs, okay?
Yeah, like
they have to. Like they got.
You spend all day looking at Leo's body. You're gonna need to bang it out every now and then.
They're hot young folks. Of course, they're gonna fuck every once in a while.
And honestly, Kristen Bell. Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I've said it to my coworker. My coworker asked me if I would ever have sex with a woman, and I told her Kristen Bell or Sarah Michelle Gellar, but mostly just as like a thank you more than anything. Like,
wouldn't it be more of a thank you to not sleep with them, Travis?
I mean,
that's what they want, a bottom. Y'all can bump purses.
Because I feel like Leo is in a bit of the season, right?
He appears again. I'm pretty sure. He does, because they also have that sex dream coming up.
Oh yes, that is correct.
Oh my god, Leo's face when Veronica like accidentally, quote unquote, like knocks over the coffee table to spill over Clyde's bag. He's just like, oh, you fucking genius. You fucking genius. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Oh, let's talk about Veronica and Keith's, like, old-timey crime fighter talk, PI talk. Was like, and like, Leo's just like, it's probably a good thing I didn't marry into this family.
I see where you get it. Gonna go now, though. This is weird. It was
okay, so skit. I have a question for you. So it just threw me off. So I remember when season 4 was being made, and Rob Thomas made a joke about how they found just like Keith and Veronica just found a spare room for Veronica's office. Like they just built it into the wall. Because like, they're like, whatever. Was the movie not a very different office? Because I feel like this is the season... The Mars investigation feels very much like the show, but in the movie it felt like a very different office.
It did. But I think also like they didn't have the money to build like a full like a recreation of a recreation. Yeah, because it threw me off because the movie felt like they just moved to a different location. Yes,
and then like they moved back for a season
and extended.
Because the outside looks like the same outside they use in the show, but in the movie it was in a very different building. So
I like to think
maybe Veronica was like, okay, I'm a PI, I'm coming back to town, going back to the OG.
What happened was Keith like got a more deluxe office, but he was able to afford because it was just like him. He didn't need much, and the Veronica's like, I'm coming back, so we better get that old office back so I can have my fucking desk, Dad.
But that office didn't even have a second room, so I don't know where they built it.
And she's like, and we're going to annex our neighbor because fuck them. That's why what happened.
I'm pretty sure it was a window was on that side, so I'm pretty sure it was like the outside of the building. Sir. It's fine. This is like one of those things that I think about when I'm not really interested in the show, and like stuff like this bugs me. Sorry.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
I mean, I did not hate this episode. They mentioned Mac, and it felt very much like in season 3 when they're like, "Okay, we had to explain why Mac's not here," so then it just brings attention to Mac not being here.
No, but we got to see Max.
I totally forgot he was in this. Also, because rewatching season 3, because I don't think when I watched season 4, I really remembered who he was.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, you're someone from.
So now I'm just like, oh yeah, now I'm more invested. I kind of wish he wasn't the weed guy, and maybe that's why Mac. Because I feel like he was on a trajectory to be something better, but.
I mean, the money people are making through this is insane. And through a party town, I don't think he could be making any more money. Like,
Yeah, the boardwalk was interesting. Like I like the idea of this mom and pop shop. There's like sending letters to these people and be like, oh, this seems legit.
oh my god, and I fucking loved the mayor when he was like, yeah, so the serial killer is doing this because of high signs? I don't understand what's going on here, big dick. Like, oh, that was just perfect. And what I liked about Max is he felt like a normal Neptune citizen. Like, he very much felt part of the town. Like, it didn't feel like, here's a character you remember. Like, it just felt...
I agree. I felt like, because he didn't feel like he was part of the town in season 3. Maybe because the college setting seemed like... It felt like everyone was new to town. Mm-hmm. But he felt very like he's been there for 10 years.
Yes. He's like someone like, oh, that's our old neighbor Max.
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 I also love when Veronica's like, oh, are you going to speak? And he's like, we decided the weed guy was maybe not the best front for the defense.
I appreciate that they're taking it seriously.
And then we get Big Dick, and then we get Penn, who makes his big accusations, and then Big Dick just like flips out, and I'm like, I get it.
I would want to kill him too.
Yeah. And then Veronica and Keith are just like, he fucking bugged
our office. I love them like realizing it. Like, they don't even have to be told.
How many offices have they bugged? And they're just like, our personal, like, that's our private space.
How dare you?
Who would dare bug our
See, this is why I voted against the Patriot Act. This is why. Nope. Surveillance is bad for us. We can't have this.
I feel violated. As she gets like Alicia fired.
Right? For bugging. Fuck. I loved Logan bringing back his like random quotes, and Maloof is just like, "You're so weird," and it's like, "Shut up." You should be so goddamn lucky to get one of Logan's inspirational quotes of the day. You can only get that through voicemail.
I like when he goes to the assassins. He's like, call it the hit. And they're like, dude. But clearly they job. Also, and they don't do their jobs because one's still alive.
Yup. At first, so like when they showed him the video, I was like, it kind of looked like they were shooting off to the side. But then the guys dropped, they were shot. So I was like, I couldn't remember if like they faked that, because I remember something, and then this is it. The guy wasn't actually dead.
Yeah, this is also where I don't really care.
I don't even remember what really becomes of this, so that'll be fun to see.
Nothing.
Shut up, you're an idiot. Sarah Hyland at the very beginning of the episode.
Oh, we didn't talk about Dick.
I know.
I had to Google. I learned what Eskimo brothers were because I did not know that was a thing, and I really appreciate that. I'm learning so many gay things.
An idiot. I loved the whole scene with like Logan, Dick, Nicole, and Veronica like hanging out at the bar. I wish we would have gotten a bit more of that. That's fun.
Dick on roller skates is great. I would
love to go roller skating with Dick.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to watch this Lifetime movie where Dick falls in love with a mannequin after his last girlfriend dies, who was also a mannequin.
Also a mannequin? Oh my god. It's like Mannequin 3? Like, oh my god. I also wish like someone would have mentioned like, I wonder how Kim Cattrall would feel about this.
They couldn't afford to say her name.
Oh god. They wish.
But because I think this is the end. I don't think we get much Dick after this. I think he like leaves town, right?
I could not tell. I know there was like issues with filming with him because he had a movie to shoot.
Yeah.
So I can't remember how much more Dick we get.
But you know what? If this is the end of Dick, he gave us.
It was a good run.
It was a good run. I gave him like MVP twice in a row. So. But him with Sarah Hyland at the beginning was really funny, and then like when the other dude comes in, and like when she comes back up and she's like, "Your friend's like drugging these girls."
Oh my god! Oh, I loved the whole like after who was it that said it? where he was like, well, like, he was going to, like, roofie some girls, so, like, karma came and got his ass. Oh, Langdon.
Oh, 'cause
Chief Langdon was like, well, he was a rapist, so, like... Don't lose sleep. Don't lose sleep.
I enjoy when Dick is... I think he says it to Nicole and Veronica. He's a little two on you action. And, like, Veronica was, like, not opposed to it.
No, not at all. She's like, well, I mean... let's hear about it. So, anything else before we move into segments?
I like when Veronica and Keith were talking, and he's like, "Oh, I got good news." And Veronica's like, "You met a woman with a cane fetish," and he's
oh
like,
my god.
And he's like, "She exists out there."
Legs up to here.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because that is definitely a moment that like stuck out. It's cute.
It is cute.
Right.
I think that is all I have.
As kind of a side project, I dispense fashion advice.
Fashion.
I don't know. This is still new to me. I'm still trying to figure out the way we do this. The flow is still new to me.
You got 4 more episodes, friend. Fashion. In this segment, we like to talk about the fashion episode. What we liked, what we didn't like, what was kind of just there. I'm going to be honest with you. I have nothing.
Veronica's plaid blazer in prison I really liked. Veronica has some really good blazers this season.
She does.
I
especially
Veronica
for it being summer.
I know. But also Veronica's never dressed appropriately for any weather.
Nope, she is cold even in Southern California.
I really enjoy that they reuse a lot of Veronica's shirts and outfits because it feels very... My biggest pet peeve in TV is when people are poor, but they have like an endless closet. Veronica, even in the original series, reused a lot of pieces, and it kind of adds to that whole like, Veronica's not rich.
You poor.
Vinny's
keep wearing the same clothes, poor.
Yes. Vinny's leather jacket and button-up shirt and tie.
Oh, Vinny was looking very nice.
He made a bang. Made a nice entrance. And then Leo, anything Leo wore in this FBI outfits were also very good.
Any fabric touching Leo's Italian stallion, perfect skin.
Yeah. That little rascal. No, scoundrel? Scoundrel.
Little scoundrel.
Okay, what's next?
These are the jokes.
It's time for our favorite quote of the episode. In this segment, we like to talk about a favorite quote and a little bit more with it. I'm pretty sure we have the same one.
It's because neither of us have talked about it yet.
It's the best. It's the greatest moment in the series.
I never thought I'd say this, but I kind of miss Sheriff Lamb.
Yeah, he was dumb and easy to manipulate. I'll give him that.
Yeah, a good lay, too. What? You know, those deputy jobs were very hard to come by.
Off that, I think I'm gonna head out.
What, because I sold my body to advance my career? Veronica, I was young.
I was young.
There was nothing better in this series. I am sorry that the head canon that Lamb is having a bunch of pass around bottoms come around his office to try to become America's next bottom deputy is just fan fiction heaven. And I wish I was part of that world still because my God. Well,
it's like him and then Sax. Like,
you know, Sax was putting in so we know why Sax was around for like ever. Mm-hmm. And while all these other deputies kept coming through, and Deputy Sax was always he had a jaw. He was definitely called the Jaw from his superiors.
I will say the writer of this episode, David Walbert, he's new to the Veronica Mars. This is his first Veronica Mars episode, but he like wrote a lot of New Girl and Just Shoot Me. He also wrote, his first gig was Ellen, so I'm just like, it all makes sense. It's all coming together.
Oh my god. Oh, and he wrote he was his EP on House of Lies. So
he's actually worked with a bunch of these actors.
And he worked on Cupid. So he's worked with Rob Thomas a lot. Will and Grace, he was a consulting producer. Oh yeah, this man's a homosexual. There's no way this man isn't. I don't care if you worked on Sports Night. That's a homosexuals program, I'm sure.
And he gave us what we needed.
Yes, thank you. I can't even. I will say, there's one other quote I really like this episode. And it's not even it's not a funny quote, but it's. Oh, God.
I can't remember what Veronica, why she says it, but it's one of her voiceovers. And she says, when you're raped and your best friend is murdered all before your 17th birthday, you don't develop a keen sense of mercy. I thought that was a perfect, pin for Veronica.
That could definitely be, the show's subtitle.
Veronica Mars, when you're raped and your best friend is murdered all before your 17th birthday, you don't develop a keen sense of mercy.
Yes. Okay, maybe not the subtitle. Tagline. Tagline is what I'm thinking of.
That's the tagline for the HBO series we never got. When you're raped and your best friend is murdered all before your 17th, and you've had sex with your brother, you don't develop a keen sense of mercy.
Because if it was an HBO series, he would have been her brother.
Which I kind of would have been okay with. Anyway, next. MVP, go Pirates.
This is a frown of disappointment. This is what that is. I can't, but I'm smiling because I'm trying not to laugh.
Go Pirates!
MVP time, our most valuable pirate. In this segment, we'd like to each choose a character who we thought went above and beyond and who was the best of
Leo.
show.
It's Leo.
It's Leo. It's
Leo.
There's nothing. Leo was the best part of this episode. Leo is the best character of this episode.
I can't give it to Dick a third time in a row because I don't think that's really he didn't.
Also,
earn it this episode.
not Leo.
But
Logan would have earned it before Dick.
But I also have to say we didn't get any Dick and Leo, which was really, really upsetting.
Have they met before?
If him and Leo have met. Him and Dick. If him and Logan have met, him and Dick have met.
Ooh, that triad would be fun. Let's move it.
Pirate points are earned by being a contributing member of the school.
Pirate points. Thanks for the echo chamber. By the time we get to the end of the episode, we figure you know how we felt about it, whether we liked it, hated it, fell somewhere in between. So instead of giving a numerical score or a letter grade, we'd like to say how many pirate points it has earned. How many pirate points has it earned for you?
Okay, so this episode gives you... I give this episode enough pirate points to have Leo bring you a pizza, but it's a sauceless pizza with just cheese on it.
Oh, so I can't enjoy any of that. I can enjoy bread. You're not even letting me enjoy the sauce. You're a dick.
So the episode was good enough because Leo is bringing you the pizza, but it's not a very good pizza. I had a friend who would always order pizza like that, and just order the cheese bread. Yeah, it's just, I'm like, just order the cheese bread. You're wasting your money. She's like, well, the dough's different. I'm like, I can tell you right now, Pizza Hut's using the same dough for everything. So
it's true. The crust always tastes like their breadsticks.
Because I'm pretty sure it's all the same.
It's good anyway.
But also, you're spending way more money on a pizza because we're going to charge you for the sauce, even if you don't get any on there.
Yeah, but I don't want the heartburn.
Then don't get a pizza.
Wow, fine. I'm giving this enough pirate points to be the pig in a lamb and sax pig roast that Leo got to do. Ooh. That was part of his initiation. He got to be the pig in the piggy roast.
Well, that was part of the interview process. What are you talking about?
We got to see how well you hold up, boy. And with that, that brings us to the end of the show. If you've gotten this far, thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Make sure you are subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss any of our last remaining episodes. As well as if there are any stars or rating systems, give it a little tappa on the 5th star to let them know you love us. And if you want to follow us on social media, we are at veronicamarspod on both Twitter and Instagram. And if you would like to find me on Twitter, you can at Ojo. That is OHJEAUX. And Travis is also on social media, and he'll tell you about that.
I kind of wish my social media was Travis. It would be like a great symmetry, but it's not. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Travis Truant. That's Travis, then Truant for Truant.
I'd rather your name not be O Travis. Do you know why I go by Ojo? Do you know? Do you know?
I know why you spell it that way, because I remember that's a quote from something.
No, it's not.
Isn't it?
No.
Oh,
Joe with the B. That's a quote from something. That's from Arrested Development, where Job is trying to explain how to spell his name. And he's like, no, it's Joe, but with a B. So that's where I got that. No, Joe is just, it's just the fun spelling of it. One of my friends' usernames.
It's the gay spelling of it.
Was romance, like at romance, but it was REAUXMANCE. And it, anyway, yeah. So, where was I? Oh,
that's why you're Ojo.
Oh no, no. Everyone always is just like, oh, Joe, and I'm just like, that's me.
I remember for the longest time he was Ender's Wrath, and
oh God, yeah, forever. That was my first. Like that was my first screen name. Like even before I met you.
That's how I met Joe. I met Joe as Ender's Wrath.
And then, for the longest time...
I didn't learn his name for the longest time, because why would I?
Why would you? And then it was Fame Over Infamy forever.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because I got rid of Ender's Wrath, like, probably around the time I started Twitter.
I was going to say, I don't think you really used it for social media, but it was like your,
my Buffy forums.
It was your Buffy name.
Yeah, it was. So and every other fucking forum name. It was my real name, Ender. Oh, you want to know where I got that name from? Fucking homophobia, sir. Ender's Game. Just in case that never clicked.
Oh, I know exactly. I know exactly where you. Yeah, I know exactly where you got that from. That's not a. Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, with that, we will see you all next week for Veronica Mars Season 4, Episode 5, Losing Streak. 3 episodes left. 5, 6, 7. No, 4 episodes left.
Wallace is back next week.
Is he? Oh, I'm so excited to see him. That's good. Is Dick back?
Doesn't
you
look
don't
like
know.
it.
Okay, so we'll
but
find
we got
that.
Vinny and Cliff, so it's a good time for all.
Oh shit, that's gonna be amazing. All right, so we will see you all next week with Vinny and Cliff, and I hope you all have a great day. Get vaccinated if you can, please.
Unless you live in Canada, where it's a gong show. Bye.
Bye.
You tried to say Veronica Mars. We get it. Girl detectives are bitchier than regular detectives. Not into it.